Hello students, in the previous class we discussed the problems related to by using the parametric equations. So some point on the line is taken with parametric form and substitute that point in your parabola, we obtain the lengths PA, PB like that. We use that concept. Now let us see some of the problems related to the parabola before the tangents, and we discuss how to obtain the condition that the line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the parabola when it is outside to the parabola, when it intersects the parabola. And let us see the equation of tangent at that point, particular point x1 y1 to the parabola. That is, the equation of tangent at x1 y1 to the parabola s equal to 0 is s1 is equals to 0, and we see the properties of tangents related to the parabola. Okay, now see here. This is the problem. X comma y, p x comma y is a variable point on the parabola y square is equals to 4ax. What is that? X comma y is a variable point. It is varying on y square equal to 4ax. And q x plus c comma y plus c is also another variable point. So there are two variable points on y square is equals to 4ax are given to you, where c is constant. What is our c? That c is constant. The locus of midpoint of PQ is A or an. The locus of midpoint of chord PQ is, you have to find out here for that parabola y square is equals to 4ax. Okay. Now this is the parabola. This is the axis of the parabola. P and Q are the two variable points on the parabola. Suppose this is the point P and this is the point Q. P comma Q are 2 points. They are varying on the parabola. Now this is PQ. This is the point P. We have to find out the locus of midpoint of PQ. Suppose let M be the midpoint of PQ, say. Its coordinates are h comma k, say. What is P? X comma y. What is Q? X plus c comma y plus c. Now it is very easy for you. So what is the relation between x, y, h comma k and x plus c comma y plus c? So M is what here? Midpoint of PQ. So M is equals to h comma k, that is equals to midpoint x plus c by 2. X plus c by 2 comma y plus c by 2. This is nothing but x plus c by 2 comma y plus c by 2. This is h comma k. We have to find out some relation in x, h comma k. So by equating these x and y coordinates, we get x is equal to h minus c by 2 and k is equals to y minus c by 2. What is your x comma y? X comma y is equals to k minus k minus c by 2. Okay, we have y is equal to k minus c by 2, x equal to h minus c by 2. Your x comma y again lies on your parabola y square is equal to 4ax. Therefore, k minus c by 2 whole square is equals to 4a times of h minus c by 2. So this is the condition on h comma k. Can we write the locus of h comma k or not? Yes. The locus of h comma k is y minus c by 2 whole square is equal to 4a times of x minus c by 2. What is this? Is it parabola or not? It is of the form y minus k whole square equal to 4a into x minus h something. So it is a parabola with vertex at c by 2 comma c by 2. So it is a parabola. The locus of midpoint of chord joining of PQ is a parabola. Here c is constant. They are given to you. C is not varying. C is a constant. So just by equating the midpoint to that original point what you have taken, h comma k, we can get the required locus. Understand? See this one, this is the another problem. If A and C are the lengths of the segments of any focal chord of parabola, y square is equals to 2bx. Y square is equals to 2bx. This is the parabola. A and C are the lengths of the segments of any focal chord of the parabola, y square is equals to 2bx, where b greater than 0. Then the roots of the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 are, we mean either they are real and distinct, real and equal, or imaginary. We have to find out the nature of the roots of this equation. You have to find out. What are ACs? A and C are the lengths of the segment of any focal chord of the parabola. Suppose this is the parabola. What is that? Y square is equals to 2bx. This is the axis of the parabola. This is the focal chord, that is from here to here. So it is always passing through focus S. One segment length is given to you, that is A, and it is what? B. So the distance from here to here is A units, the distance from here to here is B units. That is they are saying. Then the roots of the nature of the roots of this equation ax square plus bx plus c is what? Already we know that if it is a P as P dash is a focal chord, in the last class we discussed that 1 by SP plus 1 by SP dash is equals to 2 by L. L means semi-latus rectum. Here the length of the latus rectum is 2b, its semi-latus rectum is b. So 2 by b. 1 by SP plus 1 by SP dash is equals to 2 by b. What is your SP? A. 1 by A plus 1 by B is equals to 1 by C. This is C. A and C. Sorry, this is C. 1 by A plus 1 by C is equals to 2 by B. 1 by A plus 1 by C equal to 2 by B. This is the condition you can use at any time, at anywhere. That means B plus A plus C by AC is equals to 2 by B. Okay. So this is the condition 1. Now we have to find out the nature of the roots of ax square plus bx plus c. What is the discriminant of that quadratic equation? Discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac. B square minus 4ac. From this condition itself, we have to choose whether it is positive or negative. If it is positive, roots are real and distinct. If it is negative, roots are imaginary. If it is equal to 0, roots are real and equal. From this equation, what is b value? B is equals to 2ac by a plus c. Now I am going to substitute b value here itself. What we obtain? 2ac by a plus c whole square minus 4ac. That is nothing but 4a square c square minus 4ac times of a plus c by a plus c whole square. You can take 4ac common. 4ac into, that is ac, minus a plus c whole square by a plus c whole square. My dears, a and c are the lengths of the segments. So ac is positive, a plus c whole square is also positive. We know that AC is always less than or equal to A plus C whole square. Their lengths are positive, strictly AC less than A plus C whole square. Therefore, this is negative quantity. Negative into some positive quantity, negative. Therefore, its entire quantity becomes negative. B square minus 4AC is here what? Negative. So, the discriminant of the quadratic equation is negative. That means what? The roots are imaginary. So, both the roots of this quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 are imaginary. Roots are imaginary. This is the way. So to crack this one, you have to identify this result. What is that result, my dears? 1 by sp plus 1 by sp dash is equal to 2 by L. L is semi-latus rectum. Here the length of the latus rectum is 2b and semi-length of latus rectum is equals to b here. That is, if it is 2L, L is equals to b. So what is the result? 1 by sp plus 1 by sp dash is equals to 2 by L. That is the formula. 1 by SP plus 1 by SP dash is equals to 2 by L. Don't forget this formula. That means SP, L, SP dash are in harmonic progression. These are always in the harmonic progression. Okay, next one. This is also very interesting question for you. What is that? AB is a chord of the parabola y square is equals to 4ax. What is AB? It is a chord of the parabola y square is equals to 4ax with vertex at A. This is the vertex of the parabola. BC is drawn perpendicular to AB meeting the axis at C. AB is chord where A is the vertex of the parabola y square is equal to 4ax. And BC is drawn perpendicular to AB meeting the axis at C. Okay, BC, that means the perpendicular is drawn at what? B. The projection of BC on the axis of the parabola is what? We have to find out the projection of BC on what? Axis of the parabola y square equal to 4ax is dashed. That is your question. Let us try to draw the figure. This is the parabola y square is equals to 4ax. This is the axis. What is axis of the parabola? X-axis. Now AB is chord of the parabola. This is the A, point A, vertex of this parabola, and it is B, another point on the parabola. If we join like that, we get the chord. This is AB of the, which is chord of the parabola. Now we are drawing the perpendicular at B to AB. We get in this manner. This is the perpendicular drawn from B to AB. It meets the axis at that point C. So your point is C. We have to find out the length of this projection. That is the length of projection of BC on x-axis, on the axis of the parabola. That means we have to draw the perpendicular from B to that line. We get the projection. This is the point C. This is the point DC. Now the distance from here to here is you have to find out. Here to here you have to find out. This is the required length DC. This is the projection of BC on what? X-axis. This length is projection. Projection of BC on x-axis. This is we are going to find out. This is the corresponding diagram to this problem. How to crack this one? Suppose the coordinates of B are say x comma y. The coordinates of B are say x comma y. Or you may take x1 comma y1 also, no problem. If it is theta, it is 90 degrees. We are drawing the perpendicular at B to AB, that is 90 degrees. Then it is automatically 90 minus theta. Okay. Up to here, we have two triangles. That is, one is this one and another one is this. From this triangle, what is the distance from here to here? Because this is x-axis, this is origin, so automatically it is y-axis. So we are taking the coordinates of B are x comma y. The distance from here to here is x, here to here is y. Here to here is x will mean this is x, this is y. Okay. Now what is tan theta from that right angle triangle ADB? From right angle triangle ADB, tan theta is what now? Tan theta is equals to y by x. Let it be taken as equation number 1. Now coming to the right angle triangle DBC. From right angle triangle DBC, what is tan 90 minus theta? We are also taking tan theta. Here the angle is 90 minus theta. Tan of 90 minus theta is equal to its opposite side, y by required length DC. Y by DC. What is tan 90 minus theta? Cot theta. When it is coming to the right side, again tan theta. What about my DC length? Y tan theta. Tan 90 minus theta is cot theta. Coming to the right side, that becomes tan theta. Y into tan theta. Already you know the tan theta value. What is that? Y by x. So y into y by x. It is nothing but y square by x. What is your y square by x, my dears? For any point x comma y on y square equal to 4x, y square by x is 4a. The ratio is 4a. So y square by x is 4a. Therefore, the required length of DC is 4a. This is the projection of BC on axis of the parabola is 4a. So it is a very simple question for you. So by using these two triangles, one is this and other one is triangle DBC, from these two triangles itself we can crack the length of DC as 4a units. Okay. Next one, this is also very simple for you. The set of values of alpha for which the point alpha comma 1 lies inside the curves. There are two curves. One is x square plus y square equal to 4. Other one is y square is equal to 4x. Your point is always inside of these two curves. Then we have to find out the range of alpha. This is alpha. What is alpha here? It is the x coordinate of the point. Alpha comma 1 is always inside of the two curves. Clearly you know that these are two standard forms. One is a circle and other one is parabola. See here, these are coordinate axis. This is the circle. Okay, it is the circle with center at origin, radius 2 units. Radius 2 units. And y square equal to 4x is parabola whose axis along x-axis and rightwards. This is the parabola. So what is the portion? This is the portion which is inside to the both curves. Suppose your point P is here, then we have to find out the range of alpha. So what is the coordinates of P? What are the coordinates of P here? Alpha comma 1. The coordinates of P are alpha comma 1. Now the point lies inside of both parabola and circle. So your S11 must and should be less than 0. By substitute the point alpha comma 1 in both curves, that gives what? Negative. So the condition for both curves is S11 less than 0. From that conditions we can find the range of alpha. That is the simple idea. So substitute alpha comma 1 in the first curve C1. That is C1 at P is equals to, what is that? Alpha square plus 1 minus 4, which is less than 0. Implies alpha square less than 3. Implies minus root 3 less than alpha less than root 3. This is condition 1. By substituting the point itself, we get the negative value because the point inside of the parabola. For inside S11 less than 0, outside S11 greater than 0, on S11 equal to 0. Again, C2 is y square minus 4ax. We have to substitute the point P. We get y square. What is y? 1. 1 square minus 4x minus 4 alpha. It is also less than 0. Implies 1 less than 4 alpha. Implies 1 by 4 less than alpha. This is equation number 2. Now we have to take the common value for alpha from 1 and 2. 1 by 4 less than alpha less than root 3. Simple way. So therefore the range of alpha is what now? 1 by 4 less than alpha less than root 3. Because by taking the number line minus root 3, this is minus root 3, this is root 3, here to here we have to take from the first equation, and second equation alpha greater than 1 by 4, this is maybe 1 by 4, so this is 0, this is 1 by 4. So your alpha greater than 1 by 4, therefore you have to take the common region, that is 1 by 4 to root 3. 1 by 4 less than alpha less than root 3 is your required answer. So one and only concept behind this problem, the point is inside to the both curves, therefore S11 less than 0 you have to apply. And then take the common region. We obtain the range of lambda here, 1 by 4 less than alpha less than root 3. That's all. See the another question. This is also very simple for you. A parabola y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c crosses the x-axis at alpha comma 0, beta comma 0. This is the parabola. Y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. My dears, it is a parabola parallel to axis parallel to y-axis or not? Yes, its axis parallel to y-axis. And that parabola crosses x-axis at what? Alpha comma 0, beta comma 0, both to the right of the origin. So both point of intersections arise at the right of the origin. A circle also passing through these 2 points. One circle is drawn through these 2 points. Then we have to find out the length of tangent from that origin to the circle is what? That is the question. So one parabola is there that intersects x-axis at 2 points. They are given to you. One circle is drawn through those points. Then you have to find out the length of tangent drawn from origin to those 2 points is what? What are alpha betas? Alpha betas are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Am I correct or not? So let us try to draw the figure, simple figure. This is x-axis, this is your y-axis. Now for a greater than 0, suppose we are taking a greater than 0, sometimes a may be less than 0. For a greater than 0, the parabola may be like this, upwards, and its axis is parallel to y-axis, like that. It intersects the x-axis at 2 really distinct points, that is alpha comma 0 and it is beta comma 0. This is the entire given information to you. And one circle is drawn through these 2 points. Suppose this is the point A, say, this is the point B, it is origin O. And one circle is drawn through these 2 points. Let us see. This is a circle which is passing through the 2 points. Like that. This is the circle passing through the 2 points A and B. Now what they are asking, the length of tangent from origin to the circle. This is you are going to find out. That is the question. If it is point P, this is the point of contact P, we have to find out the length OP. Understand? Very simple question. So this is the point alpha comma 0, this is origin. What is the distance from here to here? Alpha. Again, what is the distance from here to here? Beta. OA is equals to alpha, OB is equals to beta. Am I correct? Now we have to find out OP. Now, without looking the parabola, see the circle and these 2 lines. What we obtain? This is the circle, this is the origin, and one line is drawn from origin to that circle. It intersects the circle at A and B, and this is the tangent, touches the circle at the point P. What we observed from this figure, my dears? OA into OB is equals to OP square. PA into PB is equals to S11. That is the condition, you know that. So OA into OB is equals to OP square. OA into OB is equals to OP square. What is OA? Alpha. What is beta? OB. Alpha beta is equals to OP square. What is alpha beta? Product of the roots of that equation. What is the product of the roots of equation? C by A. Implies C by A is equal to OP square. OP square is equals to C by A. Implies your OP is equals to root of C by A. That's all. Your OP is equals to root of C by A. So by drawing the figure itself we obtain the result. But you have to recognize this condition. What is that? Any line through some point intersects the circle at 2 points and draw a tangent through the same point that touches at another point P, then OA into OB need not be O here, any point Q. If it is Q, QA into QB is equals to QP square. So length of tangent square, that is actual definition is PA into PB is equals to S11. If point is outside to that circle, That can be written as root S11 whole square. Root S11 means what? Length of tangent. Length of tangent whole square. Therefore, your required length OP is equals to root C by A. C by A is obtained by taking the product of the roots from the equation itself. Understand? This is the way. So, one parabola is there. It is the axis of the parabola which is parallel to y-axis. So, we take in this manner. You may take the parabola in this manner also. For A less than B, we get in this manner. There is no effect of the either upwards or downwards of the parabola here itself. Only the intention is you have to recognize this is alpha and the distance from O to B is beta. That's all. Okay. It is also a very nice question for you. Next concept, position of line with respect to parabola. Already we discussed the position of point with respect to the parabola. Some point is there in parabola plane that may be outside or inside or on the parabola according to S11 greater than 0 outside, S11 is equals to 0 on, S11 less than 0 inside of the parabola. Now in the same manner, let us do, is there any condition that the given line outside to the parabola touches the parabola, intersects the parabola? So that is why we call this one as position of line with respect to a parabola. So how many possibilities? What I am saying, the line may be outside to the parabola, the line touches the parabola, the line completely outside to the parabola, or the third case is the line intersects the parabola. These are the three cases. See here, this is the parabola and my line is like this. It intersects the parabola at two real and distinct points. These are A, B, C. This is the one position. This is line. This is parabola. Am I correct or not? This is the one of the position. And this is the second position. Here this is the line, touches the parabola. So this is the point of contact. We say this is the point of contact. We mean the parabola touches the line at only one point. Here intersected 2 points. This is the point P called point of contact. And let us see the third case. This is the parabola and it is my line completely outside to the parabola. Completely outside to the parabola. Because the curve is open curve. So you can extend here to here. We can't draw the line on the right side of the parabola if your parabola is towards rightwards. If you write any line here itself, suppose if you want to write line here itself, you can't say it is outside to the parabola. You can extend it this one. So if you want to write the line which is not intersects the parabola, you have to write that one as left side. Okay, left side to that one. So this is the axis of the parabola. This is the line. If you produce this one, even though the line does not intersect or touches the parabola. So we say that this line is outside. Outside to parabola. Touches the parabola. The line touches the parabola. This line intersects the parabola. Intersects the parabola. So these are the three cases. So the line intersects, touches, or completely outside. Is there any another case? No, there is no another case to the position of the line and parabola in the same plane. Understand? Now, let us see the theorem. Once if you have a concept, immediately we obtain the theorem in your geometry. Already we said. The condition for the line y is equal to mx plus c intersects the parabola or touches the parabola or outside the parabola, y square equal to 4ax according to a by m is greater than or equal to less than c. A by m greater than or equal to less than c. That means the line y equal to mx plus c intersects the parabola y square equal to 4ax. the condition is A by M greater than C. Touches A by M is equals to C, and completely outside, then the condition is A by M less than C. So for intersecting, what is the condition? A by M greater than C, you have to prove that. Touches, we have to prove that A by M is equals to C. That means C is equals to A by M. And intersect, that is the intersect outside. The line completely outside to the parabola, you have to show that A by M is less than C. These are the three conditions you are going to prove. I stands for intersect, T stands for touches, O stands for outside of the position of the line with respect to the parabola as we discussed in the last slide. Okay, ITO. Now how to start this one? To get the point of intersections, what you have to do? Substitute the line equation in the curve equation. Then we get the point of intersections. By the nature of the point of intersections, we conclude that whether it is intersect or outside or touches the curve. Understand? So what we have to do? Suppose this is equation number 1 say, and this is equation number 2 say. Now I am going to substitute 1 in 2. What we have done? Y square, y means mx plus c, whole square is equal to 4ax. Mx plus c whole square is equals to 4ax. That means what? M square x square plus c square plus 2mcx is equal to 4ax. Is equal to 4ax. Implies this can be written as m square x square plus 2mc minus 4a times of x plus c square is equal to 0. Now my question is it quadratic equation in x or not? As it is quadratic equation in x. Why it is not quadratic equation in m? M also have square, because y equal to mx plus c is the given line. So m is fixed. So if you square that constant, it is a constant, but it is variable. X is variable, we are squaring it, that becomes only x square here. So the unknowns are here x. That is why you take this one as equation in terms of x. Take this one as equation in terms of x, not in m, not in c. These are constants. M is a constant, c is constant, a is constant. So one and only variable is what here? X. This is the quadratic equation in x. What are its roots? Its roots are say x1 comma x2. These are the axes of the point of intersection of line and curve. So it is quadratic equation. It is a quadratic equation in x. It has two roots. It has two roots. Say x1 comma x2. These are abscissa of points of intersections of 1 and 2. Therefore, these are the roots. x1 comma x2 are the roots. These are real and distinct, or real and equal, or imaginary, according as the discriminant of the quadratic equation. The discriminant is positive. The roots are real and distinct. That means what? The line intersects the parabola at two real and distinct points. If the roots are equal, that means what? The line touches the parabola at only one point, because the roots are real and coincident. That means the line touches the parabola at only one point. If the roots are imaginary, we mean there is no points of intersections with the parabola and the line. Also, there is no point of contact. That means what? The line is completely outside to the parabola. From that nature of the roots itself, we conclude the nature of the line with respect to the parabola. So, if x1 comma x2 are real and distinct, implies line intersects the parabola at 2 points. At 2 real and distinct points. In the same manner, x1, y1 are real and equal. line touches the parabola. X1, Y1 are imaginary, implies line outside to parabola. Implies discriminant is greater than or equal to less than 0, implies line intersect or touches or outside to parabola. This is the conclusion. In this manner we have to write the derivation. So your discriminant is greater than or equal to less than 0, then the line intersect or touches or outside to the parabola. So what is the discriminant? B square minus 4ac you have to calculate. B square means what now? 2mc minus 4a, that is the coefficient of x. B square minus 4 times of m square into c square. Greater than or equal to less than 0. If it is greater than 0, line intersects the parabola at two real and distinct points. Is equals to 0, we obtain the condition that the line touches the parabola. Less than 0, the line completely outside to the parabola. Now expand this one, what we get? 4m square c square plus 16a square minus 16amc minus 4m square c square is greater than or equal to less than 0. 4m square c square is cancel, implies what we get? 16a square is greater than or equal to less than 16amc. My dears, a never 0. We can cancel out 16a on both sides. A is greater than or equal to less than mc. M into c. Here m is the line, m is the slope of the line. If it is 0, that becomes axis. If it is 0, that becomes axis. Axis always intersects the parabola at exactly one point. It is not a chord. Axis of the parabola, suppose this is parabola, this is axis. Axis is always intersects the parabola at only one point. It is not a chord. It intersects. So the case is here intersects. So for m not equal to 0, we have a by m is greater than or equal to less than c. This is the condition for you. M equal to 0 is the special case. For y square equal to 4ax. M equal to 0, the line y equal to mx plus c becomes y is equals to c. That is the line parallel to axis. Or for c is equal to 0 also we get y is equal to 0. That is the axis. Any line parallel to axis intersects the parabola at only one point. So m equal to 0 is a special case, and except m equal to 0, a by m greater than or equal to less than c, we get the condition. We mean for a by m greater than c, this is the condition we obtained. A by m greater than c, then the line intersects the parabola at two real and distinct points. Your a by m is equal to c, very important condition we obtained. A by m is equal to c, then the line touches the parabola at exactly one point. If a by m less than c, then the line completely outside to the parabola. These are the conditions. Just by doing this work, that is finding the discriminant. Discriminant gives what? Nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. So very simple derivation to you, but you have to concentration on the calculation itself. You can do this one. This is the result. Delta greater than or equal to 0. Then roots are real and distinct, or real and equal, or imaginary. According to that one, they intersect or touches or outside to the parabola. So from that we obtain the conditions. So a by m greater than c, the line intersects the parabola at two real and distinct points. A by m is equal to c, touches the parabola at only one point. A by m less than c, the line never intersects the parabola. These are the conditions. Okay, in this manner we can study about the position of the line with respect to the parabola. Okay. Now, from that we conclude that the equation of any tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4ax is y is equal to mx plus a by m. Y is equal to mx plus a by m. and that point of contact is what? A by m square comma 2a by m. A by m square comma 2a by m. So already we discussed that y square equal to 4ax is your parabola, y is equal to mx plus c. This becomes tangent. The condition is what we obtained, c is equals to a by m. The value of c is equals to a by m, then the line becomes tangent. So substitute the value of c here itself. What we obtained, y is equal to mx plus a by m. So for m not equal to 0, this is always represents a tangent. This is called general tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4ax. Already we discussed the general tangent of circle having slope m. What is that one, my dears? Y is equal to mx plus or minus r into root of 1 plus m square for x square plus y square equal to r square. For s equal to 0 is what? Y plus f is equal to m into x plus g plus or minus r into root of 1 plus m square is there. In the same manner, we derived the tangent equation in the general form having slope m to the parabola y square equal to 4ax is y is equal to mx plus a by m. There is no minus here. Y equal to mx plus a by m. M may be negative or positive but not 0. If it is 0, what I am saying, that becomes the line parallel to the axis of the parabola. So y is equal to c is the line which is parallel to the axis. If c is also 0, the line becomes axis. So in this case, the line intersects the parabola at only one point. This is the special case. So any tangent to the parabola is y is equal to mx plus a by m. For m is equal to 0, it never becomes tangent to the parabola y square is equal to 4ax. So if you draw any line parallel to the axis, it never becomes tangent to the parabola. It intersects the parabola at only one point. Touches the parabola at only one point is a different story of the intersection of the line with the curve at only one point. Touches means the line touches the curve at only one point. This is the meaning. The line intersects the parabola. Compulsory your line must and should be parallel to axis of the parabola. If it is not parallel to axis, if you draw line, that must and should be intersected at another point, or otherwise it touches the parabola at only one point. Touches at one point is different from intersect at one point, because this is the open curve. This situation is arised here. So you have to remember that always your m not equals to 0 in the sense of tangents only for y square is equals to 4ax. If your curve is changed automatically, any line draw it is to parallel to axis, it never becomes tangent. That is the generalization of the statement. What I am saying, any line drawn to the axis, any line drawn parallel to the axis, it is always intersects the parabola at one point, not touches at one point. So it never becomes tangent to the parabola. We are discussing about y square is equals to 4ax. If you draw any line parallel to x-axis, that intersect at one point, but it is not tangent to that curve. So y is equal to mx plus a by m is a tangent to the parabola having slope m that is not equals to 0. It is called general equation of tangent having slope m. At any time, anywhere, you have to use this formula. Y is equals to mx plus a by m. And again, we can show that the point of contact is a by m square comma 2a by m. How to obtain this one? Keep y is equals to mx plus a by m here itself. You get the quadratic equation and it is a complete square. From that you can calculate the value of x. So substitute here. What we obtain? Mx plus a by m, y means whole square minus 4ax is equals to 0. So this can be written as m into 1 by m. I am writing here. So a plus b whole square minus 4ab like that. 4 into mx into a by m. So a plus b whole square minus 4ab, that means a minus b whole square. This is nothing but mx minus a by m whole square is equals to 0. So it is complete square. Therefore mx is equals to a by m implies we obtain x is equals to a by m square. So we obtain the x value as a by m square. Substitute x is equals to a by m square and c is equals to a by m. We get the coordinates of y also. So y is what now, my dears? Y is equals to m into your x is a by m square plus c. C is what? C equal to a by m. So m square m gets cancelled. A by m plus a by m. This is nothing but 2a by m. So what is my point of contact? The point of contact is a by m square comma 2a by m. When you substitute the line in your quadratic, if it becomes perfect square, automatically what do you say? The line touches the parabola. If it is perfect square, we mean what? B square minus 4ac is 0. That is the both roots are equal. That is the sense. You have to understand. So y is equal to a by m plus a by m, that is 2a by m. Therefore, what is your point of contact, my dears? A by m square comma 2a by m. Always you have to remember this one. So finally, what is my conclusion? Y is equals to mx plus a by m is general tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4ax having slope m, and the point of contact is a by m square comma 2a by m. We mean the line touches the parabola at this point, that is a by m square comma 2a by m. Okay. Now, after getting the general equation of tangent to the parabola, let us see the number of tangents drawn from a given point to the parabola. We have to find out the number of tangents drawn from given point to the parabola. So, by position of the point with respect to the parabola, the point may be outside or inside or on the parabola. Suppose your point is outside, how many tangents can you draw from that point to the parabola? That is the question. If your point is on the parabola, how many tangents can you draw through that point? If it is inside, how many tangents can you draw through that point to the parabola? That is my question. Okay. Now let us see the figure. This is the parabola. This is my point which is outside to the parabola. So how many tangents can you draw? This is one tangent. This is the another tangent drawn from that point to the parabola by diagram itself. Now we can prove that one. How can you say that these two are real and distinct? We can theoretically prove, but by diagrammatically I am showing here. This is your point P which is outside to the parabola. In this manner we can draw two tangents. These are the points of contacts. Where the line touches the parabola is called what? Point of contact. Okay. Now the second case is, this is the parabola. This is the point of contact. So this is the line, this is the parabola, touches the parabola at only one point. So this is parabola. This is point of contact. This P is called point of contact. That means your point is on the parabola. The number of tangents drawn from the point to the parabola is only 1. Here the number of tangents is 2, my dears. Here the number of tangents is only 1. And see one more. This is the parabola. This is the point which is inside of the parabola. Then there is no tangent drawn through this point to the parabola. Drawn through this point to the parabola. There is no tangent. If you draw a line, that becomes chord to the parabola. It never tangent. So number of tangents is 0 here. Here I am saying one point to you. Remember, my dears, this is the point of contact of tangent. So we say that this line is tangent at Q to the parabola. This is the line is tangent at Q to parabola. At the same time, this is the tangent through the point P to the parabola. So here P is outside, this is the tangent through the point. Here the tangent is also through this point Q, I agree with you, but we say that it is tangent at that point. Tangent through the point is nothing but tangent at this point in the case of Q. Tangent through the point is not tangent at P to the parabola. Since the point is not on the curve, we said that the tangent through the point. In this case, we said that the tangent at the point. Tangent at the point is also tangent through the point at Q. I agree with you. But in the sense, we said that the tangent at Q to this parabola. Here, this is same as is tangent to the parabola through P. It is my sense. So your point of contact on the parabola, we said that it is tangent at this point. But we can't say this is tangent at this point P. We can't say because the point is outside. Okay. Remember, distinguish the two things here. Okay. Always keep in your mind. Tangent at that point. This is the point on the curve. We say that this is tangent at the point. Suppose your tangent is like that. Suppose this is the tangent to the curve. Okay. If it is passing through some point P, we say that the tangent through this point to the curve. Tangent is drawn through the point to the curve. That is the meaning. Here also the tangent through the point Q, even though we say that the tangent at Q to the curve. Simply tangent at Q to the curve if the point Q on the parabola. Okay. So these are the different positions of the points and their corresponding number of tangents. N is equals to 2 and N is equals to 1 and N is equals to 0. So theoretically, how can you show that this is 2, this is 1, this is 0? Let us see. So consider our line as y is equal to mx plus c and parabola is y square equal to 4ax. When you are saying the line is tangent to the parabola, c is equals to a by m. For c equal to a by m, this line is tangent to the parabola. So y is equal to mx plus a by m is any tangent to the parabola. Parabola y square equal to 4ax. Suppose p x1 comma y1 be the given point in the plane of parabola. Suppose p x1 comma y1 be any point, listen carefully, any point in the plane of parabola. Yes. So to do my work, I am substitute the point here itself. Suppose your parabola is like this, your some point is in the plane of the parabola. We have to check whether two tangents or one tangent or no tangent to the parabola you are going to check. That's why I am taking any general tangent to the parabola. This is any general, suppose we are taking, this is tangent to this parabola at this point. So we take this one as y is equal to mx plus a by m for some m not equal to 0. This is any tangent. If my tangent passing through that P, that is converted into our results. So substitute the point P x1 y1 in your y is equal to mx plus a by m. What we obtain? y1 is equals to mx1 plus a by m. Now cross multiplying, what you get? x1 m square minus y1 m plus a equal to 0. Now my question is it quadratic equation in m or not? Yes, it is quadratic equation in m because y equal to mx plus a by m is your general tangent. By changing the value of m, there is nothing effect on that one. So for all values of m, y equal to mx plus a by m is tangent to your parabola. Understand? So x1 y1 is my given point. Here this is my given point x1 y1. This is fixed point. So clearly it is a quadratic equation in m because m is variable here. So its roots are real and distinct. Then we can draw two tangents. Its roots are nothing but what? Slopes of the tangents. Because it is quadratic equation m, M is what? Slope of the line. Its roots becomes what? Slopes of the tangents through the point if that line passing through my point P x1 comma y1. So it is quadratic equation in M. It has two roots. Say M1 comma M2. These are slopes of tangents through P. These are slopes of tangents through P. These are the slopes of tangents drawn from P to the parabola. Therefore, these are real and distinct or real and coincident or imaginary according its discriminant. Now, what is its discriminant, my dears? B square minus 4ac minus y1 whole square means y1 square minus 4x1a, that is 4ax1. Discriminant is y1 square minus 4ax1. y1 square minus 4ax1 means what, my dears? This is s11. This is nothing but s11. So, your point is outside s11 greater than 0. That means it has two real and distinct roots for M. That means two tangents can be drawn from point P to the parabola. This is the way to prove the theorem. So, delta is S11. For S11 greater than 0, that means delta greater than 0. So, roots of M, M1 comma M2 are real and distinct. M1 comma M2 are real and distinct. So, two tangents can be drawn. So, two tangents can be drawn from P to parabola. Okay, suppose delta is equals to 0. What is your conclusion? For delta equal to 0, then both roots are equal. M1 and M2 are equal. That is M1 is equal to M2. At that time, we get only one tangent. That is, the point becomes point of contact to the tangent. So, your point on the parabola, there exists only one tangent. Both the roots are equal. Your point is outside, you can draw two tangents. Similarly, for delta less than 0, we conclude that the both roots are imaginary. That means there is no tangent through the point to the parabola. Through the point to the parabola. In this manner, we can crack this one. Final conclusion is what? Point outside, two tangents can be drawn. Point on, only one tangent at that point. If it is inside, there is no tangent through the point to the parabola. Okay. Now, see the next one. The locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the parabola y square equal to 4ax is its directrix. That is, x plus a is equals to 0. Very, very, very important statement to you. Locus of what? Point of intersection of perpendicular tangents. Pair of tangents you have to take. The angle between them is 90 degrees. Immediately, their point of intersection lies on its directrix you are going to show. So, locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the parabola y square equal to 4ax is its directrix x plus a equal to 0. Read yourself once again. So, this is the parabola y square equal to 4ax. This is the axis of the parabola. Draw two tangents which are perpendicular to each other. It is pair of tangent. So, this is the point of intersection of the tangents. If the angle between them is 90 degrees, the point of intersection lies on what? Directrix. You take another pair of tangents. If the angle between them is also 90 degrees, then you say that this is also on the directrix. Locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the parabola is its directrix. You are going to show that. Okay. So, if you draw two tangents, from that point, if they are perpendicular to each other, we say that that point lies on directrix. So you collect all these points, we get directrix. So some point is on the directrix. My dears, directrix is always outside to the parabola, 100% correct. If you take any point on the directrix, draw the two tangents to that parabola, angle between them is always 90 degrees. Angle between them is always 90 degrees. You take any point on the parabola, any point on the directrix, you draw the two tangents, angle between them is always 90 degrees. That is the sense here. How to prove this one? How to prove this one? Let Px1 comma y1 be point of intersection of two perpendicular tangents of y square equal to 4ax. This is my statement. That means Px1 comma y1 be any point on my locus. That is nothing but it is a point of intersection of any two perpendicular tangents to the parabola y square equal to 4ax. That is I have written here. Okay. Now the equation of any tangent to the parabola is what? Always we are using that formula. That is very, very important formula to you. The equation of any tangent. The equation of any tangent of parabola is, what is that? Y is equal to mx plus a by m for m not equal to 0. This is any tangent to the parabola. If you substitute my point here itself, we get the conditions what we required. So this is any tangent to the parabola. If it is my tangent, you have to ask your question. If it is my tangent, that satisfies my point. So this is any tangent to the parabola. What is that? Y is equal to mx plus a by m. Mx plus a by m is any tangent to the parabola. If it is passing through my point x1, y1, we obtain the results. So if it is my tangent, substitute the point x1 comma y1. What we get? Y1 is equals to mx1 plus a by m. We obtain the quadratic equation x1 m square minus y1 m plus a is equal to 0. Already we discussed this one. This is quadratic equation in m. It has two roots. These are the slopes of tangents through my point Px1 y1. Px1 y1 is the point of intersection of two perpendicular tangents. Don't forget them. So it is quadratic equation in m. It has two roots. These are the slopes of tangents drawn from point x1 y1 to your parabola. So the roots are m1 comma m2 say. Then what is its product of the roots? m1 m2 is equals to a by x1 c by a. This is a by x1. But our tangents are perpendicular to each other. They are non-vertical. Therefore m1 m2 is what, my dears? Minus 1. Implies a by x1 is equals to minus 1. Implies minus x1 equal to a or x1 plus a equal to 0. What is locus of x1 y1? Locus of x1 y1 is x plus a equal to 0. That means it is directrix of the parabola y square equal to 4ax. So locus of x1 y1 is what, my dears? Locus of x1 y1 is x plus a equals to 0. So we conclude that locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the parabola is what I am saying? Directrix. Remember always that one. So if you take any point on the directrix, draw two tangents, angle between them is always 90 degrees. Okay, this is very, very important result for you. Don't forget, this is excellent result. Already we discussed the same type of result in circles. The locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the circle is what, my dears? That is also another circle. That circle is called what? Director circle. That circle is called director circle. Recall that one. The locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the circle is another circle. It is called director circle. For x square plus y square equal to a square is what? X square plus y square equal to 2a square. Here not director circle, it is directrix. Locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents is its directrix. Okay. Next one. So we discussed about the general tangent to the parabola. What is that? Y is equal to mx plus a by m. The equation of tangent at px1 y1 to the parabola s equal to 0 is s1 equal to 0. This is about particular tangent. In earlier we discussed about the general tangent. Y is equal to mx plus a by m is always tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4ax for giving the values of m except 0. But here s1 equal to 0 is also tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4ax, but it is at x1 y1 only. But it is at x1 y1 only. We mean this is the parabola. This is the line, touches the parabola at this point only. This is my point x1 comma y1. We have to show that its equation is s1 equal to 0. Tangent at x1 comma y1 to the parabola s equal to 0 is s1 equal to 0. Already we discussed in the circles chapter. The equation of chord joining of x1 y1 and x2 y2 is what, my dears? S1 plus S2 equal to S12. As Q x2 y2 tends to x1 y1, the chord equation becomes what? S1 equal to 0. In the same manner, here also, equation of chord joining of the 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2 on y square equal to 4ax is S1 plus S2 equal to S12. You can prove this one in the same manner. By instead of circle, we take parabola equation y square minus 4ax, you can prove that one. As limit x2 comma y2 tends to x1 y1 tends to x1 y1, this becomes what? S1 plus S1 is equals to S11. 2S1 equal to S11, but x1 y1 lies on the parabola, S11 becomes 0. So at that time we get S1 equal to 0. So this is one method. It is geometrical method. We can do this one in the calculus method also. So what is your curve, my dears? Y square is equal to 4ax. Differentiate with respect to x on both sides. X on both sides. What we get? 2y dy by dx is equal to 4a. So what is dy by dx? That is 2a by y. 2a by y1. At x1 y1 is 2a by y1. This is the slope of tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4ax at x1 comma y1. Don't forget, we have the point x1 comma y1. So equation of tangent is what? Y minus y1 is equals to 2a by y1 into x minus x1. Implies y1 minus y1 square is equal to 2ax minus 2ax1. So 2ax minus 2ax1 implies this can be written as y1 minus 2ax is equals to y1 square minus 2ax1. So I am interchanging these two terms like this. I am adding minus 2ax1 on both sides. What we obtain, my dears? y1 minus 2ax minus 2ax1 is equals to y1 square minus 4ax1. What is this? y1 minus 2a times of x plus x1. y1 minus 2a times of x plus x1 is equals to y1 square minus 4ax1. y1 square minus 4ax1. This means what? This is S1, this is S11. S1 is equals to S11. But x1 y1 lies on parabola. From that we get S11 is equal to 0. Implies S1 is equals to 0 since S11 equal to 0. So what is the equation, my dears? S1 equal to 0 is the equation of tangent at x1 comma y1 to the parabola. This is called particular tangent. What is it? Particular tangent to the parabola. Particular tangent to the parabola. So, general tangent means the point of contact we don't know. Here the point of contact is also known to you. So, S1 is equals to 0. What is S1 for y square equal to 4x, y1 minus 2a into x plus x1. So, tangent equation is what? Don't forget y1 minus 2a into x plus x1. This is for what? S is y square minus 4ax equal to 0. Okay. Now, with the help of the above result, we can prove that one. This is the result. The equation of tangent at P of t. P of t means take the point P in parametric form, that is P 80 square comma 280 to the parabola y square equal to 4ax is yt is equal to x plus 80 square. That means ty is equal to x plus 80 square. Don't forget this formula. This is the formula you can use any number of times in so many problems. Okay. Yt is equal to x plus 80 square. Tangent at P of t to the parabola. Okay. For every time you don't need to go for proof. So we have to we want the tangent at P of t. You have to immediately write that one as yt is equals to x plus 80 square. So this is my parabola. We are taking the point. This is the P in the parametric form 80 square comma 280. So we have to find out the equation of tangent at P 80 square comma 280. Replace x1 is equal to 80 square and y1 is equals to 280 in the above result. We obtain S1, we obtain the formula as yt is equal to x plus 80 square itself, or you may derive this one. It is also very simple for you. Y square equal to 4ax, differentiate with respect to x, what we get? 2y dy by dx is equals to 4a. Therefore, dy by dx is what now? 2a by y. Yet p is what? Yet p is equals to 2a by 280. That's all. This is 1 by t. It is also, remember my dears, the slope of tangent at P of t to the parabola is 1 by t. The slope of tangent at P of t, that means P 80 square comma 280 to the parabola is what? 1 by t. This is the slope of tangent at P of t is 1 by t. You know the point, you know the slope. Therefore, the equation of tangent is what? Y minus 280 is equals to 1 by t into x minus 80 square. On simplifying, ty minus 280 square is equal to x minus 80 square. So, ty is equals to x plus 80 square or yt. So, what is t here? Parameter. T is parameter. That means 80 square comma 280 is any point on the parabola. X comma y, it is the variable. Yt is equal to x plus 80 square. If t is equal to 2, substitute here, you get one tangent. For t equal to 1, you get another tangent. For t is equal to 3, you get another tangent. Okay. For t is equals to 0, at t equal to 0 means we get the axis, but that is not tangent to the parabola. Remember. So for t is equals to 0, we have x is equals to 0. T equal to 0, what we have? X equal to 0. That means y-axis. It is tangent at vertex. Yes, we get the tangent. So for x is equals to 0, we mean that is y-axis. It becomes a tangent at vertex to the parabola. X-axis is what here? Y is equals to 0. For what values of t? We get the y is equals to 0. For infinity, we get the y is equals to 0. So it is the another special case. So for no value of t, we get y is equals to 0. For no value of t, we get y is equals to 0. So for t is equals to 0, we have x equal to 0. X equal to 0 is the tangent at vertex. Tangent at vertex. This is the y-axis. That is x equal to 0. So yt is equals to x plus 80 square for all values of t. This is tangent to the parabola. So yt is equals to x plus at square. The point of contact is what now? My dears, at square comma 2at. At square comma 2at. Next. Now let us try to find the point of intersection of tangents at P of T1 comma Q of T2 to the parabola y square equal to 4ax as a T1 T2 comma a into T1 plus T2. A T1 T2 comma a into T1 plus T2. We have to prove that. It is very simple to you. Point of intersection of tangents at point of intersection of tangents at P of T1 comma Q of T2. This is the parabola. This is one of my point. This is the another point. These are two tangents. They are drawn at P of T1, Q of T2. We have to find out its point of intersection R. Very simple thing. What is the equation of tangent at P of T1? P of T1 we mean at1 square comma 2at1. Just we derived. T1x plus y is equals to at1 cube plus 2at1. What is the equation of tangent at the another point T2? T2x plus y. I am very sorry. It is the normal. Tangent at T is Tx plus y is equals to yt is equals to x plus at square. Just we derived. Tangent at T1 is yt is equal to x plus at square. Here you have tried T1. Yt2 is equals to x plus at2 square. Just we derived. Yt1 is equal to x plus at1 square. Yt2 is equal to x plus at2 square. You have to solve these two equations. By subtract, what we get? Y into T1 minus T2 is equals to a into T1 square minus T2 square. How many times cancel out? T1 plus T2 times. So we obtain the ordinate of the point of intersection. That is a into T1 plus T2. Y is equals to a into T1 plus T2. Substitute here itself. We obtain x. Y is nothing but a into T1 plus T2. A into T1 plus T2 is equal to x plus at1 square. Y. What is your y? A into T1 plus T2 into T1 is there. So it is nothing but at1 square plus at1 T2 is equal to x plus at1 square. at1 square gets cancelled. Your x coordinate is at1 T2. So the point of intersection is nothing but a T1 T2 comma a into T1 plus T2. This is the way to find out the point of intersection of the tangents. Okay, in this manner we can find the point of intersection. Let us see the next results in the next class. Okay.